Cece, family, all of our Pacer friends, Hoosiers, and as Unc would call all of my teammates and former teammates, his nephews. So glad to see all you here. Happy that you're here to honor and recognize such a great man. I've been asked to read one of Mel's poems, but I think it would be remiss of me not to comment. Mark Monteith wrote a great article several months ago, before Mel passed, about Mel's proficiency for poetry, and I think it may have been the first time that was brought to life on a public scale. He's written many of this in here on the floor, great personal poems. I know he's personally written me several, and they've touched my wife and I very deeply. I'm sure that his poems for the people on this floor have touched them deeply as well. But the one thing that was in that article that didn't fit, and Mel in my last long conversation early September, was he managed to get in a blurb in there about how the last time he scored a basket on someone was on me in 2005. So I got to tell a little story about this. So Mel always had his cowboy boots on. So after practice, Mel would always come in and say, "Hey Jeff, let's work on this." And he'd be out there on the court in his boots, trying to show me moves. And I'm like, Mel, I mean, you're slipping everywhere. I mean, you're trying to get behind me. You're just sliding like you're on ice. I can't do anything with this. So one night, Reggie, Mel, and I were playing cards. And Mel got on one of his tantrums about how everybody today was garbage and they couldn't play. And this ABA, they wouldn't make an ABA. They just wouldn't make it. And Reggie said, "What do you think you do today, Mel?" And I think this is, Mel's probably 58, 59. Mel said, "I would have averaged 8 and 8, 12 minutes." And I was like, 12 minutes? I said, "I know you had great stats. I'm all right with math, but that's pretty impressive." And he said, "Well, we'll see. We're going to go out there." So one day I got Mel into some shorts and some basketball shoes, and we went out. And I wasn't fortunate, like a lot of these ABA guys, and Slick and Neto and Darnell, to play with Mel. But he had a different look in his eye that day when he came out on the court. And he got the ball at the top of the key and just started dribbling. After about 20 dribbles, I said, "Mel, well, you can't dribble 20 times. And right when I said that, he turned around, he had just got me to the corner he wanted to get me to, turned around, hoisted up a shot, swished it, and ran up the court going, never to be seen again in shorts, basketball shoes, or any of the above. So, it's my great pleasure to share with you guys Cowboys Have Special Places by Mel Daniels. Cowboys have special places where they go to relax, but the most special place of them all is astride his horse's back. It can be in a catch pen or 3-section pasture. He knows what brings him back to earth, his horse, dog, and just a little laughter. The simple life is what he likes the best, and to him, just being a cowboy is like a treasure chest. As wide and deep as it may be, he'll take out only what he needs. Nothing in excess for him, he'd only lose it on any kind of whim. So when he leaves to go and relax, he's comfortable in the knowledge that all of his belongings can fit on his horse's back. Cowboys are always portrayed as being white, and to me, my goodness, that's all right. But you can't discount a natural fact that a lot of cowboys were also black. They rode the trails that all cowboys did from dawn to dusk, and slept on the same ground without a fuss. They worked in rain, blizzards, and snow, in the arid desert where heat would flow, never complaining about the condition, doing their job without fruition. A job well done was all in the ride. It didn't have to be said. It was all about pride. So when you hear spurs jingling, leather screeching, and horses neighing in the early morning light, and you really want to know, roll out of bed, pull the curtains back. What you see outside could possibly be just a natural fact. By God, I'm a cowboy through and through. I've never been on a trail drive, but I've dreamed I have, and had all the adventures that go along with it. I've never roped a calf or chopped ice in winter for stock. I never caught my ride out of Bermuda early in the morning for today's chores. I've never sat in the saddle all day, summer or winter, and endured the hardship that go with it, or the joy of just doing what you love. But by God, I'm still a cowboy through and through, and I always will be as long as I can dream.